Saturday morning, I was just having a little tinker. Pulled that off relatively successfully. Because I was lazy, and thank goodness for my laziness, it came off easily because I didn't strip the paint. So most of it got left behind. Exceptionally proud of that door, I really am. That came out really good. However, I've now set the aluminium forward, as we have spoken about, and I did think this through before I started. When I put that piece of angle in here, I actually left a gap all the way around so I could fold the alley and shove it in there so I don't have to put pieces of plaster trim down. Believe me, that was not something I wanted to do. Now, I could have done the same on the rest of it, but that would have took a lot of the strength away, so I chose not to in the end. However, it still hasn't come out too bad. I could get a cold chisel and bang that piece down, and that might end up a little bit like that, but the problem is on the other side it's not the same. You can see it almost butts up dead square. So if I did do that on the other side, this side is going to have a gap as well. We don't really want that. I don't personally. That being said, I did bring back some trim, which I'm not going to offer up onto the board because that sealant's soaking wet. They're flipping go everywhere. But I will see if we can put two pieces, one at the bottom, one at the top. It does mean I'm probably going to have to take out every single rivet, but it doesn't mean the alley's going to fly out everywhere. And I might actually bring it to here, across there, and then when I hit this bit, cut down and shape a curve in there or something. That's about all I've got for ideas on that one. Right, Monday, bank holiday, very quiet, although my neighbour over there is out playing music, and I love it when he comes out because when he makes a noise, I get away with everything. Yeah, corner pieces. I've already had a go at one, which was this, but I literally cut the metal out, did the bend, and then realised that I'm losing a lot of my metal on that bend. So when you offer it up and you get it so it's like square with the angle, you lose all that metal on the bend. So with that in mind, I cut another one out and I gave myself that extra 2 inch, wasting a lot of metal doing it, and this is what I came up with. Bearing in mind, I've not used any English wheel. I've managed to capture that curve, that natural blend round. There you go. And all I've done is put it in a vise, and I've used my little tool I made to get the initial bend, and because it was like massively overhanging that edge there, I laid it up against the door, drew where the lines were going to be in the curve, cut into the curve, rebent the bottom, rebent the top, so as you can see it's getting a little sharper as you get to the top, and that's that really. It just needs welding on. So that's the first one of two. So I'm going to do this one first, and then I might have a go at this side, because I'm only going to go up to that point there because all this muck has got to come off. But I managed to get 2 pieces done, so I'm quite happy with that. This one was a bit of a mare, but I was expecting it to be. So tomorrow we'll cut a small piece out for this side here, and the same for this bit because the angles are getting a bit tricky now, there as well. And we're going to cut a piece of angle iron out to go over this bit as a cover, but we're going to cut the outside edge of the angle iron right down small and try and shave it with the belt sander so it looked like a bead running down, just so I can cap that end off. And we'll drill holes, and then we'll weld it in and spray a load of oil behind it, because obviously I can't seal it from the rust. So if I oil it, that should get behind that, penetrate it and be fine. And the only problem is it will get in behind here as well, so when it comes to paint it could be a problem, but we'll see where we end up. But I'll have to weld my next plates to that piece of angle that's going in along there. Right, the end of Monday. Forgot the date there for a minute. Right, well, bottom panel's welded in, as you know about. I've just made the next piece going to the top. That took 20 minutes to do, and I must say that's not a bad fit. So we'll get that welded in tomorrow, and then this side, I've already done that one as well. Oh, nice latch on that. Bear with me. Right, this one took me ages. This was nearly an hour to knock that one out. Pain in the butt. Stay on. Oh. But that'll go on there. But that bugger's going to have to be tacked on as I go along. It's just not quite working the way I want it to. I mean, it fits really well. So, as you can see, so tomorrow, what I plan to do is we're going to cut some angle out now for definite. Might even do that tonight actually. No, I won't, I'll do it tomorrow. And that's going to get spot welded in over there. And it's just going to overhang by a few millimetre. Not by a lot. Just to frame that end off. That's all it's doing. Nothing more. Okie dokies. Tuesday. I've just welded those on. I've also put a strengthener in off of that frame down there. I've also sanded out that lock. And I have to say that lock is much better. But we've still got to take some of that out. And we've still got to add in some bits top and bottom there, so that this can go back in the way it was meant to, or the way I designed it to anyway, put it like that. So watch this, it's got a lovely click to it. Oh, anyway, extremely frustrating. I've run out of sealant. My wife was getting me some today for a shoe repair project for the channel, but she isn't here yet. And I can't put that on, which means I can't move on to the next stage, which is really frustrating. We've got to try and clamp that on somehow and weld through there, and we should be good to go. We can then raise that up as well so we get it clear of that bottom bit. And oh god, I hate this black sealant. Yeah, waiting for the wife didn't quite get a plan. Literally just stuffed it on in the end. There you go. I like that. That works. We'll get the sealant, we'll wedge a load in there and try and encapsulate that hole so moisture can't get past. I'd love to show you how I'm doing these, but constantly in and out of the shed, backwards, backwards. So I've got a little bit more tweaking, some alterations to make on the bottom corner to close that gap, and then we're good to drop that in. So there you go. Right, that's the best I can get it. I might put the file sander in there and try to tidy some of the other bits up. Can't do much with that. If I go much further down, I'm going to get it too thin. There's a hole here, and I've had to weld half that hole up, so I had to cut that out there in order to get in there, which is my drainage, which is why it dips in a little bit on the outside edge. Couldn't be helped. But all things considered, I think that's worked out quite well. I'm pleased with that. I still think the shape was wrong. Weird, yeah, that's a better word. Not wrong, not necessarily wrong, but definitely weird. I'm not sure if that suits it or not, but I know those square lights in there, they make this look worse, so they're going. I ordered the lights, so I've now got the other side to do, but that comes with its own ready problems, because that nasty tin has got to come off, and I've got to make new tin. So I take the tin off, I make an angle iron frame, the same as I did on the other side, weld that all in, then I make the new tin, pop rivet that all in, and then when we're done that, we can then complete this bit. There you go, best I can come up with. I needed to do something with that. I just that bumper's a pain in the butt. Couldn't really work my way around it, so instead of trying to mould a panel in at the bottom, I am going to put a big sheet of checker plate behind that so it hides everything, glued in obviously. Might be more than one piece. I've got a few sheets there, so I reckon that's what we'll do. Okay, that's the end of another day, and I've completely redone all of that. The old alleys are in here. I mean, look at the state of them. And these ones ain't come out too bad at all. So it's a question now of just letting the sealant dry and then hitting that with a wire brush. I folded the end over, but I've noticed that the post on this side is slightly different from the other. So when I get time, I'm going to get Plazzy cut down each side of that, put 2 pieces of angle in there to bring it up to the same level. Probably cut the trim or something, or bend it back, and you know what I mean. So tomorrow, oh, I can't wait to finish this back part. Tomorrow we will finish that off. Okay, Thursday. Back on that. Already put the end cap on, but I don't think I made that piece long enough. So I'm going to have to, well, I'm going to do what I did on the other side. I'll run some sealant down there, and then we'll wire brush that all back and get it tidy. Problem is, this piece here is pushed in too far. That's now sitting below that line, and I've got to weld onto that line. So that's going to be a bit of a problem. Probably have to get the grinder, just gently slice into that, tap that out. So the first piece has been cut. I can't really film this process. I'm on my own, and bouncing backwards and forwards. It is literally in that order. With the camera, it'll just be a bit difficult, but we've got to cut that out now. See where we end up. As you can see, but I don't think I've got enough curve on that, so more curve required. Great, that one's now in. I could have got that welding just a tiny bit near. I think it would have been quite cool just leaving it and not sanding it. Certainly would have given it more of a ratty look. And there you go, it's nice and smooth. So we now got that piece to build. Finally, the fabrication is finished on the back. No more welding, no more grinding. Yes, I'm sick of it. There you go. Got to cut out some checker plate. I say the fab work's over. I'm talking about all the metal work, the welding on the back and all of that. I mean, I have done it all. It's all done. But I've still got to cut some checker out, go behind. Got some filling work to do. Obviously, I've got to drill in some rivets along there and a bit of gump to go down there. Then we've got to sort of trim out at the top, which is going to be an absolute nightmare on both sides. It's going to be a nightmare. There you go, folks. I give you one rear end. Anyway, I love it for all its faults, and I have to be honest, the metalwork on the back hasn't come out too bad at all. Right, now you can see why I opted for flushing the aluminium to the edge instead of putting wood in there. I think it looks so much better. It's also a hell of a lot stronger in those areas, and if I sell it or decide to make some changes myself and I want a pickup truck, I've only got to remove the roof, put a steel box plate all the way along there, cut at the back, build a new tailgate, and buy a Morris Minor bulkhead, which you can get for about 300 quid, and I got a pickup as quick as that, quick and as easy as that. So, and yeah, so next video, because this is it now, I'm not doing any more. Next video is the floor. I am taking these seats out over the weekend. I'll clear this entire mess up. I'm also going to strip the wiring out, start all over again with that because it's such a mess. We're definitely cutting the driver's floor out. I'm half debating about the passenger at the moment, but the seats are coming out because they need a good scrub, and we need to soften the leather up. I mean, we've got plastic there, I think that's PVC leather, I'm not sure what these are made out of, but they're in a bit of a state. Stains everywhere. I mean, they are going to require some ready attention. I've ruined them. I think we can bring them back without too much trouble. Things like this will either glue the cover, because I've got the cover around here somewhere, unless it's been thrown away. This has been picked up and considered rubbish and thrown. That could have happened. Sue doesn't know what she's looking at, the wife, she doesn't know what she's looking at when she finds stuff, so possibly I've lost that, in which case I'll have to put a piece of checker plate around it. The other thing I want to do is cut the exhaust off as well. I want to do 2 side pipes on this, and if I'm doing the floors, that means I'm getting the clutch ready, that means I'm getting ready to move it. That's why I'm doing the floors next, because the only thing left to do after that is the scuttle. Once that scuttle's been done, oh, and the windscreen. Once the scuttle's been done and the windscreen's been done, no, I've forgotten another one. Doorposts. We've got to fix the doorpost this side, and on the other side, this piece here, as you can see, it rides out. We've got to make a new piece to go in there on the other side to match this side. Other than that, we are almost there. So floor pans next time, scuttle next time, and then the time after that is going to be the posts and any other irritating little things that need sorting. And there is another one at the back. That triangle at the bottom is wrong. There, I've got to revamp that as well and build this out and down. So I need to purchase another sheet of steel for the next job. I'm still not happy with that roof, but I just don't know what to do with it. I could make a fiberglass mould out of that and then make a proper fiberglass roof and cut the metal out and then pop rivet the is it really worth the aggro? I'm thinking I could do that. Anyway guys, I'm sorry this video has been a bit, this is how I've done it, and no action shots, but it was that hard to do, and walking backwards and forwards, I mean my knee's in agony, burning again, so you can imagine how much walking I've gone from there to there, back to there, back to there, and I've been doing that all day, backwards and forwards, backwards and forwards, all day for the whole week. Get a bit of metal, measure it up, walk into the shed, cut it, bring it back, offer it back up, draw a line, go back into the shed, give it a tap, cut to the line, come back again, then measure up again, still not quite there. From there, back to the shed, and that is how it has been all week, and there's no way I could have kept up with the cameras. just to give you an idea. Sorry if I've just made you dizzy. So with that in mind, I'm ending the video, and I'd like to say thank you very much for your likes and shares. I'm pleased that the last one at this point in time has made 18 likes. I was hoping more, but hey, I'm no video expert, so making these videos is not the easiest of thing, and when I speak I mumble a lot, as you probably just heard. So I'd like to say thank you very much for your likes and views. I've already said that, and we'll see you on the next video. Floor pans. Bye bye.